Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans, for fans, of everything nerdy. I'm here by myself again this week. That's right, just talking to you guys, or rather just talking to myself, because that's how I roll. Anyways, I got a bunch of news stories here, guys, and we're going to dive straight into them. First and foremost, Nintendo's first free-to-play game is going to be based on Steel Diver, that submarine-type game that, was a launch title for the 3DS that nobody really cared about or even remembers at this point. And it's going to include multiplayer battles. So, that's kind of cool. Free-to-play, going to the Wii U. Nice. Next up, Skulls of the Shogun Bone-A-Fide Edition hit Steam in July with new maps, a mini-campaign, monk class, and more. So yeah, look forward to that. I was interested in the game beforehand, and I'm happy that it's coming to Steam so I can finally play it. Alright, next up here, Australian government to give $6 million over 3 years to indie developers. That is pretty damn awesome of Australia. Way to go, guys. Way to go. So, next up here, The Witcher 3 DLC. It's going to be free on the PC. So, the PC version of The Witcher 3 just got even better. I'm probably going to pick up that game for the PlayStation 4, but, yeah, this is kind of cool, The Witcher 3 DLC is going to be free on the PC. Can't complain about that. Next up, Dumb and Dumber 2, T.O., is officially happening. So, yay for that. I don't know, maybe something will happen. Jim Carrey will speak about, I can't support this movie now. Such a dumbass. If you don't know what I'm referring to, type into Google Jim Carrey plus Kick-Ass 2. You'll see that he's actually spoken out against the movie now, which is idiotic. But okay, Jim, whatever. Mass Effect 4 shares Dragon Age 3 mechanics. That's right, Mass Effect 4 is, or the next Mass Effect that will be coming. Who knows what it's going to be called. It's going to be sharing aspects of Dragon Age 3, so that's cool. Is game sharing coming to Steam? A feature was spotted in a bit of code this past week, kind of hinting at, you could maybe share your games on Steam soon, which would be very interesting, and I would love to see that feature come into reality, really. Alright, next bit of news story here. Shailene Woodley's Mary Jane has been cut from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, unfortunately, despite, the stuff that she filmed and everything, it's being cut from this film and going to be moved over to Amazing Spider-Man 3, apparently. Kind of disappointing, because I was really, really looking forward to her Mary Jane in this movie. But, alas, kind of really disappointing. But, who knows, maybe this means we'll get much more focus on Gwen Stacy in this movie, and maybe her in relation to a certain bridge. Maybe. So it wouldn't make sense as the villain, which would be related to the bridge and related to her, is not supposed to be in this movie, in a way. Anyways, next up, the biggest news that came this past week, and I made a little video about this earlier in the week. Microsoft has changed their Xbox One policies. So the Xbox 180, as people have started calling it now supports used games and no online DRM. I say kudos to Microsoft for doing this, but I'm still, worried, concerned about what they might do afterwards. And there's also been the rumor now that they will be letting indie developers self-publish, which I really hope that's true as well, because if indie developers can get on more systems, that's good. That is absolutely good. And I'm kind of happy about these changes. Well, I am happy about these changes to the Xbox One. Because now maybe I'll get one. After I get a PS4. And after I get a Wii U. And after I get a Vita. And after they stop needing Kinect to be plugged in 24/7. Anyways, to keep the trend of good news going, Robert Downey Jr. has signed a new deal for the Avengers sequels. That's right, Robert Downey Jr. is guaranteed now to play Iron Man in the Avengers 2 and the Avengers 3. However, no word on an Iron Man 4, so Marvel's big guy is probably not going to get another movie for a little while. Kind of disappointing, but there you go. Even more good news. Thief has been announced for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, so if you were concerned because you don't have a good PC and you weren't going to buy a next-gen console, hey, it's coming to the Xbox and the 360. It's coming to the PS3 and the 360 as well, so that's great news. Last week, a PS3 firmware update kind of was a bit buggy, and but an update's coming for that on June 27th, so in 2 days you can look forward to that. However, tomorrow there's going to be a PS maintenance, so that could be preparing for this update, so hopefully everything goes smoothly with this update and things work out fine. Next up here, the last news story I have for this little one-man podcast. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 shatter Amazon pre-order records. And I made a few little notes from the article about this, and 2,500 plus next-gen console purchases were made per minute after the announcements. The week of E3, which saw PlayStation 4's hardware and Xbox One software unveiled, saw a 4,000% increase in console purchases compared to last year's next-gen free E3 week. That's pretty damn impressive. I'm gone way too quiet there. The day one pre-orders for PS4 and Xbox One were nearly 2 times that of all video game sales on Black Friday last year. So, wow. And that does it for the news stories, guys. And as for the been playing, been watching, been reading section, the only thing I'll mention here is that I have been playing The Last of Us. I finished The Last of Us. And holy goddamn, holy mother of God, it has been one of the absolute best games I have played in years. This game easily cracked right into my top 10 favorite games of all time. So do yourself a favor and go buy The Last of Us. Go play The Last of Us. If you don't own a PS3, go borrow a PS3 from a friend. Steal a PS3 from a friend. Actually, go buy a PS3. Maybe from a friend, and play The Last of Us. Because you need to play The Last of Us. I cannot stress that enough. You really need to play The Last of Us. Or go and watch Let's Plays, or video walkthroughs without commentary for The Last of Us. Because it is a game you need to experience in some way, shape, or form. And guys, that's going to do it for the podcast here. You can always check out more of my videos. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit Big Boss up on Twitter at TheHighwind32. Dr Lech at Dr Lech. JesterCarr at JesterCarr. Go check out Jester's stuff. Go check out my stuff. I'm going to have a teaser trailer coming up in the near future for a future project that I'm going to be starting work on. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for it. I really, really am. But anyways, that's going to do it for now. And remember, leave questions and comments down below for a chance to win a free game. You do not even need to be a subscriber. Just ask me a question or a comment. Comment on one of the news stories that I did here. Make a comment on a news story that you saw and I didn't say. Or ask me a question, or one of the other guys, ask them a question about anything you want to know about us. And you can win and you'll be entered in for a chance to win either Killing Floor, Bastion, Darksiders, or Darksiders 2. So, until then, guys, I've been Lord X, you've been awesome, and I will catch you later. Goodbye!